Now let's talk about India's defence industry. It has reason to celebrate. India's defence production is breaking records. Last year, India produced arms and equipment worth over $14 billion. That's a new record. According to the Defence Ministry, India now builds 65% of its weapons. These range from warships to fighter jets and missiles. Plus, India's defence exports are surging. The government says India supplies equipment to over 100 countries. The mission to make in India for defence is making progress. Our next report tells you what we need to do to sustain this momentum.
The Make in India initiative has delivered a success story. Defence manufacturing is picking up. India's Defence Ministry has released fresh data. 65% of defence equipment is now manufactured domestically. It's a remarkable turnaround. In the last financial year, India's defence production stood at well over 1 lakh crore, a 174% rise from 10 years ago. So what's driving this surge? It's India's foray into manufacturing of modern weapons. Stuff like warships, fighter jets, artillery systems and other cutting-edge weapons. They're all being developed in India now. The surge in production mirrors India's progress in defence exports. Indian defence manufacturers are now exporting to over 100 countries. In the last decade, this number has grown by 30 times. India's major exports include bulletproof jackets, the Dornier aircraft which is used for naval surveillance, Chetak helicopters, fast interceptor boats and lightweight torpedoes. So who's buying all this equipment? India counts countries like the United States, France and Armenia as its major buyers. Even the Russians have bought Indian defence supplies. Russian soldiers are using Indian military boots. They were made in the Indian state of Bihar. These are promising signs for India's defence industry. For a long time now, India has been making a push for this. First, to meet its own diverse defence needs, and then to compete in the global arms bazaar. But consistency would be key to maintain momentum. In recent months, India's fighter jet program has received much attention. The Indian Air Force has been waiting for Tejas jets. They are supposed to replace India's aging fleet of Russian MiGs. But deliveries have been delayed. It had forced India's Air Chief Marshal A.P. Singh to question HAL, that's Hindustan Aeronautics Limited. HAL is a public sector unit and it's manufacturing the Tejas jets. HAL has been struggling to procure engines for it. The US multinational GE was supposed to deliver them. But deliveries have been running late for about 2 years now. The project is now being fast-tracked. GE has started to deliver its first engines. At least 12 of them will be delivered this year. From next year onwards, India is expected to receive 20 engines every year. This will enable HAL to step up production of the Tejas. The deliveries will help in restarting the production line. Talks are underway to co-produce these engines in India as well. This would involve technology transfer. This will improve production timelines and further the goals of the Make in India mission.
Greeting you with aloha and namaste.
I love India.
Presence, occupation of a territory by another country pertains to India. What we saw in Kashmir.
How do you see Trump's America?
Yes, the current administration behaves differently from the previous administration.
Are you saying that there are foreign powers who are trying to bring down the current government in Syria?
Exactly.
Iran, maybe Russia too.
Prime Minister Modi committed to South-South, cooperation.
Not over 50%.
Is Ukraine prepared to pay the price for that peace?
No compromises at the cost of territorial integrity and sovereignty.